This is the Work Experience November update. So what I've done is I've found the best work experience opportunities that I can find that you can apply for in November that will help you in your CVs, your interviews, and in your future career. I've condensed that all into this video and also into a document which you can find on the first link in the description, where it will explain the companies that you will be doing work experience with. It will give you a description, it will give you the industries so that you can search straight for the industry you're interested in, and then the link so you can click on and apply for it. This is going to save you time going through all sorts of websites, browsing the internet to try and find good work experience opportunities, finding ones that aren't very good and aren't relevant to you and having to waste time on that. So this is going to save you a lot of time. You can watch this video and then also click the link for the document in the description, and this will mean you can get work experience fast and get it on your CV ready for your future career. So I've got 10 work experience placements for you today, so there should be something in here for everyone. So I want to start off with highlighting the two that I think are the most valuable and would be the best ones to complete. So the first one is called Viasat Beyond Space, and it is a competition ran by the company Viasat. So first of all, it includes modules about the company Viasat itself and then sustainability in space. However, the next part of it is the competition, and that is where in phase 1 you're given 2 questions and you have to write a written report on your ideas and answers to those questions. Then if you go to the next stage, phase 2, then you'll create a presentation or a video of those ideas. And then if that's successful, you will then go to phase 3, where you get an all expenses paid trip to London to present your presentation or video or portfolio to a panel of experts. Now, I'm not exaggerating here. This is one of those work experience where if you had it on your CV, you are 99% guaranteed to get that job. Because this isn't just a normal work experience, this is an actual competition where you're doing project work and at a very high level. It also has a prize of £7,500 as well, I'll just let you know that. But it's one of those where the level of this work experience is so high that if you had this on your CV, job, right? 99% job, okay? So this is a really good one to apply for and see if you can get involved on this work experience placement. Even just saying, I did this competition, I got to phase 2. I'm not saying win it, I'm saying just do it, and if you get to phase 2, even if you just do phase 1, it is a really good thing to put on your CV. On top of learning about sustainability, you will also learn the transferable skills from this project. So the writing skills from the written report, you will learn presentation skills from presenting to a panel of experts and all that sort of thing. As this is a competition with an in-person aspect, it's likely that numbers and spaces are going to be limited. So I recommend you get into this as quickly as you can and apply as soon as possible to secure your space, because secure your space in this and you're likely going to secure your place on an apprenticeship. Now, the next main one I want to highlight is called Save the Day and Keep the West Midlands Moving, and it's a virtual work experience by Transport for West Midlands. So you might be thinking, why have I included this as one of the main work experience that I want to start the video off with? And the reason for that is because it is not just relevant to who you think it is. You're probably thinking it's only relevant to transport planners or civil engineers or something like that because it's to do with transport and designing and all that sort of stuff. But actually, I would say this is relevant to everyone, and I'll explain why. So this is an activity-focused work experience. It isn't just a work experience where you learn lots of technical knowledge about the topic. It is an activity-focused one. In this work experience, you're going to be put into breakout rooms, and then you're going to be given challenges to tackle and a project that you have to solve and work together on. That is the most valuable thing you can have. When I was applying for my degree apprenticeships, I had done a similar work experience to this where we had to design a train station, okay? And we had to work in teams to do that. I used this scenario in every single one of my apprenticeship interviews. That is how useful this scenario was. Every apprenticeship interviews, and it answered 3 questions. The question on, tell me a time when you've worked in a team, I used this. Tell me a time when you've been a leader, I used this. Tell me a time when you've had to change things or adapt, I used this. Right? That is how valuable an activity-focused work experience like this is because you're working on a project, solving challenges. It means it will give you those scenarios for the interviews where you can say, I worked as a team, I was a leader, we had to change some things, right? So although, yes, I understand it's directly to do with transport and construction, I would say this is relevant to everyone. So if you want my personal opinion, I would say no matter what sector you're interested in, even if you're interested in marketing, nursing degree apprenticeship, if you're interested in media, pharmaceutical, any industry you can name, I would say do this one, because straight away it gives you your scenario which you can say for give me a time you work as a team, give me a time when you're a leader. So those are the two main ones. If you're really interested in engineering, I would say definitely enter that ViaSat competition. And the second one is for everyone, I would definitely say try and get that Transport for West Midlands activity focused work experience day. So now I'm going to continue with the rest of the work experience for November. The first one is aerospace work experience, and that is with Airbus. So this is directly relevant to engineering. Now you notice that in a lot of these that I've been talking about, and you'll see it for the rest of this video, I've also put the tag sustainability in the industry section. Now what does that actually mean? Why am I doing that? Because sustainability isn't really an industry in itself, it's just sort of a thing that companies do. And basically the reason I put it there is because all the work experience that have the tag sustainability on, it means they have a module or a activity or a topic focus on sustainability. It's somewhere in the work experience. And now that is really important, because in 2023 and in 2024, there will be a tick box for the recruiter. When they are looking at your CV and cover letter, there's going to be a bit when they have to tick box about sustainability. If you have not mentioned anything about sustainability, net zero, climate change on your CV or cover letter in 2024, then you've missed a mark, and basically someone could be getting into the next stage ahead of you because they said something about sustainability. It is literally one of those where you just need to make sure you mention it somewhere in your CV and cover letter. So all of the work experience that I'm going to go through that have that tag sustainability, that means that they have a module on sustainability, which means you can go on your CV. This is all you have to say. I learned about sustainability and how the industry can move towards net zero. That's all you have to say, and straight away your application's gone up by 10% because you said one sentence about sustainability. So when you're thinking about these work experience, I would definitely encourage you, as you're doing them, to make sure you've done one that has a link to sustainability. Now, so going back to this aerospace work experience, one of the activities is where you'll set up and manage your own astronaut training program. Just like the Transport for West Midlands, I would say, maybe even if you're not an engineer, this might be a good work experience to do, because that is a really useful activity. If you can say that in your CV, you set up and manage a training scheme, straight away that can give you scenarios for leadership skills. The deadline for this one is the 1st of November. Click on the link in the document if you're interested. So the next one is called Legal Careers with TLT, and this is for anyone interested in law. So you will learn about different types of law, for example, corporate law, and then you'll also learn about how a law firm operates. And this will be really useful knowledge that you can put into your CV and cover letter. And you'll also be able to show off into your interview to show that you've done research in the industry and you really understand how it works. So this is a really valuable one if you're interested in law. And the application deadline is the 5th of November. Now the next one is Siemens Energy, and I actually think this is a really good work experience to try and apply for. And that's because there's two focuses to this. The first focus is on sustainability. And again, as I just said, sustainability is a tick box in the application. If you can say, I did the Siemens Energy work experience, learned about sustainability, how you can create a net zero future with energy that isn't relying on fossil fuels, then straight away you've got a double tick, your application goes up by 10%, and it might go past the person you're competing with, right? So that's the first reason this is good, because there's a focus on sustainability. The second reason is because there's a real focus on developing your employability skills, your soft skills. So there are modules on here about teamwork, communication, and problem solving skills. Watching these modules and masterclasses and being able to improve your communication, improve your presentation, improve your networking, improve how you can solve problems and look at things a different way. These are really good skills that if you develop, you'll be able to show off in your assessment centre, because you have such good communication, such good teamwork, such good problem solving. And that's why this one is really good, because you're going to learn a lot about sustainability, and also it's going to really help develop your communication, teamwork and problem solving skills. Again, 5th of November is the deadline. Now for anyone interested in DTS, which is Digital Technology Solutions, which is the apprenticeship equivalent basically of computer science, software engineering, programming, all that stuff, that all falls under the category of DTS. So if you're interested in DTS, this one is a good one for you. And it's the International Computer Security Day workshop by Tata Consultancy Services. Cybersecurity is a really big field, and there are actually apprenticeships in cybersecurity itself, this would be a really good day to learn about cybersecurity with a really big company such as Tata, which would be a good name to put on your CV. Now, the next one, firstly, is aimed at anyone interested in vehicle, automotive engineering, manufacturing, that sort of thing, particularly if you're looking to apply for a company such as JLR and Bentley. And this is work experience with Volvo, because you're going to learn a lot about how Volvos get manufactured and the processes to make a vehicle, that sort of thing. So anyone looking for JLR and Bentley, I would say this one's a no-brainer. Volvo work experience, definitely do this. It would also be relevant to people looking for the construction industry, and that's because part of the Volvo group is a company called Rockback, who make construction vehicles, so you'll also be learning about construction sites and the construction industry. 13th of November is the deadline for that one. Now, I've mentioned sustainability a lot in the other ones. This is now sustainability on steroids, because this work experience is specifically focusing on sustainability. It's not just one module they're doing on it. This whole thing is to do with sustainability and biodiversity and the water cycle and how you can protect ecosystems, that sort of thing. And this is work experience with Severn Trent. It's called Sustainability, Support and STEM with Severn Trent. This is again relevant to the construction industry. If you're interested in civil engineering, architecture, that sort of thing, you could actually get something out of this, because one of the tasks is that you have to design a home, and that's something where you could put in your application to say you've actually designed a home before and thought about all the different materials, maybe techniques you want to build it with, and the layout that you can use to be more efficient. So this, on top of being relevant to engineering and sustainability, is also relevant to the construction industry. Deadline for this one is the 16th of November. Now, this next one's with Fujitsu, and they actually do virtual work experience quite frequently with SpringPod. However, usually it's on user experience, that sort of thing. This specific work experience is actually a new one they've put on, and it includes modules on cybersecurity and quantum computing. So having knowledge of those emerging fields is something that would be really useful for your application. As well as that, it is again relevant to the construction industry, and that is because there's a module on smart cities, which will be relevant for anyone interested in DTS. But again, because it's to do with cities and infrastructure, it's also relevant for a construction, civil engineering sort of person. And finally, again, this is a good thing about a lot of these work experiences. As well as the knowledge you're going to learn, there's also an activity, and this activity is where you design your own IoT device, Internet of Things device. So that's again something where you can use it on your CV to say, I designed this, I had to have problem solving skills, I had to come up with solutions. So that's a really good activity that you'll be able to use in your CV and use in your interviews. And now, written communication and being able to communicate effectively is something that companies really look for, and it's sometimes in the required skills sections. And in this Fujitsu work experience also, there's an activity to write a report on quantum computing. So this would be a good way to tick off that skill of being able to communicate in a written form by completing this work experience with the written report activity. The deadline for this one is the 20th of November. Now, the final work experience is with Amazon. It's Amazon Future Engineer, and it is to do with AI. Now, I'm sure you know that over the last year there's been an explosion in AI, starting off with ChatGPT, and then since then every company under the sun has brought out its own AI. It's been the biggest digital expansion over the past year. So at this point in 2023, there's not really an excuse to not know about AI and the things you can do with it. So this is a really good work experience that you could use to brush up on your knowledge of AI, put that in the CV. It's only a 2-hour work experience, it's nothing long, so just get that done, and then you'll be able to put in your CV how you know about artificial intelligence and its uses and limitations. So this is a really good one for anyone interested in DTS. So that's all of the 10 work experience opportunities that I wanted to give you this month. There's a broad range there, a lot for everyone. I would recommend everyone at least gets one that has the sustainable tag on, because in 2023 companies are looking for that as a tick box in your CV. I just wanted to touch on one thing, and throughout this I've been mentioning basically 2 different types of work experience. So the first one is a knowledge-based work experience, and that is where you're basically learning about the company, learning about the industry, or learning about a topic. So an example of that would be the legal work experience or the Amazon AI work experience, because that is where you're just learning about a topic, AI, or you're learning about the law industry. And the second one is activity, and this is the one that I think might be overlooked sometimes, but I think is really important, which is why I've pushed bit ones such as the Transport for West Midlands. And that's because the activity doesn't have to be relevant to the industry that you want. As long as you have an activity which you can show your teamwork, leadership skills, solving problem skills, etc., then that's enough. So when you're looking through these, I would definitely make sure that as a checklist, you have one that has a sustainability thing, so you can put it on your CV. Another would be a knowledge-based work experience, so that you can learn about the industry, learning about certain topics. And then also an activity one. So a work experience where you work in a team and you can use that. And actually quite a few of these, they're actually knowledge and activity based, so that's really useful. So there you go, there are 10 work experience opportunities that you can get started on in November. Once again, everything I've been going through today, it's all in a table within a document, which I've put in the first link in the description. So if you click on that, go to the one that you're interested in that I've spoken about today. All you have to do is click on the link in the right column, and it'll take you to the application page, and all you have to do is apply. So hopefully that will save you time having to search through all sorts of different websites to find the right one. I'm going to be continuing this series every single month, going through the best work experience opportunities that are happening in the month. And on top of that, I also have a series where I go through a degree apprenticeship update every month. And that means telling you the new vacancies that are opening and closing each month, so you know when to apply and you don't miss out on any opportunities. So to make sure you don't miss any of these monthly updates on degree apprenticeships or on work experience, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. Hope this video has been useful. I'll see you in the next monthly update. Thanks for watching.